This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions in this video and comments on this podcast do not reflect or represent the views and opinions on this podcast platform.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Tonight's topic: what is a black job? All right, so let me start by saying this. Happy Black History. There were some rumors that because of state affairs, we probably wouldn't be celebrating Black History, but here on the Still a Man platform, it is Black History every day, all day. So we're just gonna stay true to form, and we're gonna be in observance of Black History Month. So a lot of our topics will be stemming from that. But we always talk about topics that are concerned, let's say, urban community, to be politically correct. And we all know there are people of all colors and nationalities that live within our community. All right, that being said, on June 27th, 2024, during the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Trump stated the following: the immigrants are taking the black jobs. And for some reason, that started people talking, and it made a lot of people upset. And, this is where this conversation is coming from. So it happened in June, but there was a lot of other stuff going on. So now everybody's talked about it, and they're still talking about it. So this is still a relevant topic. And now that he's in office and the way things are transpiring, they're talking about it even more so. All right. So first question of the night. We're going to go to the ladies first, and then we're going to make our way to the gentlemen. Now, if anybody comes in while we're talking, just wait until there's a break in the discussion, and then inform me and the rest of the panel that someone else has arrived. All right. So here we go. Question one. This question is for Patsy. Does the term black job have a racist and classes? Hold on, excuse me. Let me represent that. Let me put it simple. Does the term black jobs have an undertone of racism and classism? And just so we're clear about classism, we're talking about prejudice concerning the social class. All right? Go ahead, Patsy.
Oh, truly, I've never heard of such a thing as a black job until I was looking at that video where they kind of made a remix of Michelle Obama and saying he could be taking a black job meaning Trump, but yeah, the terminology can have undertones to racism and classism, just to belittle anyone of color. So yeah.
All right. Itima, question is, does the term black jobs have an undertone of racism and classism?
Of course it does, because that, like, why should they be categorizing it as a job is a job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why are they categorizing it? You know what I mean? Same person, same job, a white, black, Spanish. We all work. So what's going on? I don't get it. Division.
All right, Tanya, same question. Does the term black jobs have an undertone of both racism and classism?
Yes, it does. What what Itima said, and the classism for women. They put us minority women get a double dose of that, because we get attacked because of the color of our skin and the class that we are, women. And it's like division, like she said, because it makes it it separates the elite from from they think they above it and not the same. They put the minorities low. They think we uneducated and we have no skills. Well, we built the country. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Yes. I don't want to get into other details.
All right. I mean, you answered the question. And again, I want y'all to answer the question that's presented. We got 12 of them. We're going to get to them. Mr. Brimage, turn your mic on.
Oh.
Do you need me to repeat the question or you got it?
Well, I'm gonna answer yes right off the rip. That is a tasteless display of racism. That being said, I'm just gonna leave you with this. You might not heard the term or this slur, black jogger. Do your research.
All right, so if you're going to present something like that, just like
It's a tasteless display, a spit in the face of racism.
So the term is black jogger?
Yes.
Like someone that's jogging?
Yes.
Okay, that's a new one. All right. Bert, you're up next.
I would say definitely some racist bullshit, but classism, yeah, because I would think the middle class and upper class people aren't going to work the minimum wage jobs.
Your phone went out, big. All right, we'll come back to Bert. Gregory, it's on you.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no because there was more content in what he said. He said the blacks and the Hispanics are having their jobs taken by these immigrants because they was talking about our legal immigrant problem that we was having, and it's true because we've lost our sense as a community. We don't see it, and we don't see ourselves being as one. And the people all around your neighborhood, when you go to a store, if you go to any goddamn liquor store, you go to a corner store, it's not the people that you expect to be working in that neighborhood because we have no sense of community no more. We don't even want to work in our community because we're looking at those jobs like it's shit. It's just the way of our are being and thinking. So when he's telling you that these people are coming and they're taking your jobs in your community, it makes sense. You can't look around and see it. Every time you go to a liquor store, you go to a chicken spot, it's not your people and it's in your neighborhood. It's true.
Sean, same question. Got to unmute your mic, Sean. Hold on one second. Guys, are you guys having a problem with the feed? Is everyone still here?
I'm here.
I'm here.
So,
I'm here too.
Sean,
I got booted off a minute ago, though. I don't know what happened.
Sean, are you having technical difficulties?
The Mac, I'm not eating none of that.
All right, bro, we're gonna come back to you anyways, while we're waiting on Sean to correct his whatever issues he's having, because we lost you. So go ahead and reiterate what you stated.
Oh, yeah. You didn't hear me the last time?
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely believe it was classism and racism, but I do now understand Gregory made sense. We as a community don't want to work for the $15 an hour and the minimum wage. I don't want to say just blacks or Hispanics, but white people too. So I don't know if necessarily it's systematic.
Hmm.
Sean, are you back with us? Turn your mic on, Sean.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, so I'm gonna give you the question again. Does the term black job have an undertone of both racism and classism?
I think it does. And reason being is um, when the term was phrased, it was throwing a dig at what they called the immigrants. Um, when they said that, that the immigrants are coming and taking, the blacks and the Latino jobs, this and the other. I heard someone say that, when you go into our community and we look at in these stores and this, that, and the other, that we don't see none of our people in there. But when you don't see none of your people in there because we as a people, some of us think some of those jobs are beneath us.
Mm-hmm.
So to have these things in our community, which we need, but our own people don't want to work in it. But then we want to cry when these stores and whatever is not here. What do we want?
Well, it's pretty much they can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, we're gonna go to the next question. I'm gonna stay with you, Sean. Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division when he stated that they are taking the immigrants are taking the black jobs? Did he try to foster division between the black and the brown nation?
In my personal opinion, yes, but he really didn't care because what he wanted to do is for those of us that actually, in favor of him and has his same views, that's who he was speaking to.
Pad or something.
But to all of us as a whole, he knew he wasn't talking to all of us, but he knew that he can get those that he may have thought, could be influenced
I was pissed.
to their community to try to get us to rally that way.
Bert, we're gonna go to you. Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division when he stated that the immigrants are taking black jobs?
Absolutely. That was his intent, to insult the community, maybe thinking that it was a way to motivate them, but it was more insulting. But that was the design when they let all these immigrants in to come and work, because our people, white or black, Americans, period, weren't taking these small time jobs and these businesses couldn't sustain. So I think that was the plan, to allow the immigrant population in to take over some of these jobs that our Americans don't want to work. I remember working minimum wage was $4.25. You can go anywhere and make $15 off rip. That's not a bad deal.
No, it isn't. Not now.
And if you work hard, again, trying to work 30, 40 hours, you can make 80,000 a year, and that ain't enough out here. I don't care who you are. One job, 80,000 ain't enough no more in this economy. So you got to put in the work to make the money. So if you got to work 70 hours a week to make a decent check, then that's just what you got to do. Or you get a second job.
Okay. Robert, was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division when he stated that the immigrants are taking black jobs?
Yeah, there's. Well, I'm gonna say yes on that. Get that out the way, but and then I'm gonna say it already was like division, because the immigrants didn't just come here to live. They call them migrants. They came here to get a better job, make money for themselves, better money. And Donald Trump knows that these people came here to do the jobs that the blacks wasn't going to do. They call them dirty jobs. He just put the word black on it.
Okay.
That was good, Robert.
Mr. Lacey, what's your views on this? Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division between the black people and the brown people when he stated they're taking black jobs?
I'm gonna say no again because he was talking about the immigration problem and his content behind what was being said. So I just don't get it where you have a problem with him talking about minorities and immigrants in the same category. And he tells you that, well, these people are coming in and taking your jobs. And now it's racist. It's craziness. But there's stats that these people are coming in. It don't matter if they're getting credit cards and goddamn food stamps and opening up a store in your neighborhood, and you're like, oh yeah, that's because we didn't want the job. No, that's because this is systematic. They're placing these people here to do these jobs. I know y'all watched They Clone Tyrone. You think this is y'all better watch the movie.
All right, we're gonna move on to the ladies. All right, Tanya, we're gonna come to you first, beloved. Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division when he stated the immigrants are taking black jobs?
I'm gonna say it was his intent to further widen the division, because like Robert said, the division was always there. The problem is that we Black America has the DNA, the trauma of being enslaved and working the cotton fields and stuff. So those type of jobs, that when you become free, you don't want to go back and do those type of jobs, even though there were people who were still picking cotton for legal, and they need to raise the minimum wage nationwide. There's still some parts of this country where minimum wage is still only $7.45.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be difficult to make a living off of that. So I'm going to say, yes, it was his intent to further the divide.
Okay. Patsy, same question. Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division between the black and brown people when he stated the immigrants are taking black jobs?
I'm gonna agree with Tanya and say, like, it's not just so much he was trying to divide, but further divide the black community, because it's like nobody wants to work as a community and to work together and everything. Yeah.
Itama, same question. Was it Donald Trump's intent to foster division between the black and brown people when he stated the immigrants are taking black jobs? Turn your mic on, beloved. All right, we'll come back to you if we got time. All right. So did everyone get a chance to answer that question? All right, we're gonna move on. This time we'll go to the gentleman first. Robert, turn your mic on. We'll start with you. Historically speaking, what were some of the first jobs assigned to both black men and women of America?
The first jobs. I would think it probably had to do something with cleaning up trash. I don't know. I didn't even research that one, but I'm gonna say it had to be a dirty job.
I'm a Patsy. What about you? Historically speaking, what were some of the first jobs assigned to both black men and women of America?
Any kind of farming jobs like picking cotton, um, picking the fruits and vegetables out of the plantation, cleaning and cooking in the big house. If historically on plantations and stuff. So yeah, basically like those type of jobs.
Mr. Lacey, same question. Historically speaking, what were some of the first jobs assigned to both black men and women of America?
Like Patsy just said, most of us went back to doing what we knew how to do anyways. It was like Stockholm syndrome for them. They went back to the goddamn plantation.
Tanya, what about you? Historically speaking, what were some of the first jobs assigned to both black men and women of America?
Picking cotton, picking the vegetables and fruits and stuff, like Patsy said, tending to the livestock, the horses and things of that nature. The women was used as part of their job was working the fields as well as bearing children and taking care of the owner's children, being nannies,
All right.
raising their kids.
We're going to go to Sean. Same question, Sean.
Yes, it's an interesting question because my family and I were just talking about this a couple of days ago, the history of my ancestors, like my on my father's side. And he said in their days they were the jobs were like day laborers, servants, hotel waiters, barbers, domestic, the housekeepers, hotel cooks, chefs, you know, railroad porters. He said that's what my family came from.
Okay. Barrett, same question. Turn your mic on, B.
Well, since Bird's having a problem, can I can I address the reason why I answered the job question? Because um I think picking cotton and doing that farm work and all that back then in the slavery days was based on punishment. It was something they was made to do. A job consists of ongoing thing you do and you're getting paid for it. They wasn't getting paid to pick cotton and all of that and grow those vegetables and all. It was something that their masters made them do. So when Sean goes on to answer the railroad tracks and a little bit more of those type of jobs, I don't know. They might have started getting paid, but a job is something you get paid for.
Okay.
Let
Well
me
said.
just say, I mean, I guess if you define it that way, yeah, it is something that you get paid for. But when you look at it, so I guess my question is when you look at it in the aspect of a job as something you get paid for, um, does the chores that we give our children, is that considered being made to do it? Are we being slave masters to our children when we give them chores because they're not getting paid for that?
So let me be clear about you guys. Excuse me, let me be clear for you guys, make this clear to you. For the sake of this conversation, um, I said, historically speaking, what was some of the first jobs assigned to both Black men and women of America? So I'm not talking about what happened after they started being paid good wages and stuff because of education and stuff. That comes later in history. Um, so Tanya, but to be fair to you, to answer your question, no, it's not slavery. Children, you get them chores and stuff like that. That's their first jobs because you're teaching them how to work. In some situations, they have siblings, you're teaching them how to work well with others, and you're preparing them to go out and work beyond the walls of their homes. All right.
Yeah.
And hold on, so we don't get caught up in that part of it. Let me bring some people back into the conversation and then get a chance to answer the question. Itima, you still with us? Itima?
I am.
All right, so let me go back a step for you. So what I'm gonna bring you right into question 3, but I first want to get your perspectives on question 2. Because I don't know if you answered this question. When Donald Trump stated that they're taking Black jobs, was it his intent to foster division between the Black and brown people of America?
Why else? Why would he state it that way?
Hmm, okay. And now to bring you right up into the current question, uh, historically speaking, what were some of the first jobs assigned to both Black men and women of America?
Hmm. I do a little more research, but I think some of the people on the panel answered it. Did they say cleaning bathrooms too? Like maintenance, stuff like that?
I don't think so, but you're right on point. Go ahead.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Basically.
All right, so a little fun fact, guys. You did you did speak of some of them. So historically speaking, some of the first jobs assigned to Black Americans, both men and women, they were farmers. They cleaned up they cleaned they cleaned. They were nannies. They worked on the trains, the railroads. They did stuff like that. They were what do they call them? Porters. Um, and that's what they did. And they was cooks. But again, of course, you guys all know that these individuals, no matter what the jobs were that they were assigned, translation allowed to do what they felt they were qualified to do. and they are all the individuals that oppressed them that was making this decision about what type of jobs were befitting people of color at that time. So that brings us right up to the next question. And I believe number 4 is should race be a determining factor when hiring and firing? Um, we're gonna go back to Itzma. Itzma, turn your mic on, beloved.
This one.
Okay, so again, the question is, should race be a determining factor when hiring and firing?
No, it shouldn't. Everyone should be treated as equal. Um, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
Robbie?
No, it shouldn't play a factor. I don't care what race you are, you should be given a fair chance as the other person has been given. So I say if you qualify, then that's all that matters.
Patsy, should race be a determining factor when hiring and firing?
No, it shouldn't. And that's about it.
Okay. Gregory, should race be a determining factor when hiring and firing?
Nope, it should just be about your qualifications. That's all that matters.
Okay. I like it. Like it. Tanya, same question.
I'm gonna say no. It should be about your qualifications, and your knowledge. I guess that wraps up into qualifications.
Do that.
Because you can have a degree in something, but barely just got that degree and really don't know nothing.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sean?
We'll go with the panel. It shouldn't be a factor. Unfortunately, in some cases, it is. It definitely should go with your qualifications and your availability and of said job.
Okay. Let me go ahead and add to this question a little because we got
Last hired, first fired.
welcome. All right. So Timmy, um, let me bring you into discussion. And again, everybody mute your televisions and any background sounds. All right, so the question is, and I believe you just answered it, but I'm gonna give you a chance to elaborate. Um, should race be a determining factor uh as it pertains to the hiring and firing process?
I think my colleagues on the panel said it best. Everybody had great answers, and they all said it what I was thinking. We all was on the same page. Your race shouldn't matter. It's about your skills. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna stay with you, Timmy. We're gonna do this the fifth question. Hold on one second, let me pull it up. According to research, hold on one second, let me get this correct. Question number 5 is, okay, there we go. According to research, immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment and subsequently the incarceration of Black men and women of America. How you feel about that? Do you agree or disagree with their findings?
I it's a toss question because it's somewhat true, but you can't. The ones who do get in trouble, you can't blame it on migrants and whatnot. If they told on you and you got into trouble, then yeah. But I don't agree with that. I think it's the individual who's perpetrating that crime action is not the actions of someone else. So I don't agree with that. But I do say that if you are being buddy, rubbing elbows with somebody that is a migrant, you better be careful. And you better be careful of the things you say around them and the things you do. Because 9 times out of 10, that migrant is after your position. And that's how a lot of them get in position because people run their damn mouth and talking about things that they doing behind the scenes, behind the boss's back and all that. And these people they getting uh less money because they are migrants, right? And they're taking advantage of them. See, that's the difference between the blacks and the migrants. The blacks are not going to settle for what they trying to pay them. The migrants said, "Oh, we need a job," and what they paying them is more than what they would get in their own damn country. So it makes sense for them to jump on these jobs that no one is, and they don't mind climbing to the top whatever it takes, because it's a doggy dog world when it comes to getting ahead.
Okay. Patsy, same question. According to research, uh, immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment and subsequently the incarceration of Black and, Black men and women of America.
I don't agree 100%. It could be partially true, but it's not completely true.
Brimage, same question. Research stating that immigration is responsible for less Black employment and it's leading to the incarceration of said people. You agree or disagree?
I don't agree with they're the reason why black people don't have the jobs they don't have and them going to jail. That's been happening way before we had this immigration problem or the problem that they're saying we have.
Itima, same question. According to research, they're saying that immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment, the rate of Black employment, and subsequently, it's led to the incarceration of both Black men and women of America. Do you agree or disagree with that? Their findings. You got to turn your mic on, Itima.
It sounds like Me, it sounds like they're just trying to get a certain group to go against each other, division against each other. It just that's what it sounds like. How come they're not saying that these people are taking white jobs?
Hmm, good
I don't know.
question. Good question. Gregory, according
I'm
to
gonna
re-
say Edema because they be saying that they're coming into our neighborhoods and doing the crime and making crime go up and all this other stuff. My fault, Uncle D. I had to say that.
no worries. I mean, you didn't need me to reiterate the question. I mean, repeat the question. You understood the
No, no,
question.
I need the question.
You got it. All right. Um, let's go to Tanya next.
Repeat the question.
All right.
Yeah, Uncle D. That's what I was saying. I needed the question. I just was responding to Edema.
Okay. So I didn't hear you. Hold on, Tanya. Hold tight. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say it to Gregory, and then I'm gonna come to you next. All right. So according to research, um, immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment and subsequently uh, the incarceration of both Black men and women of America.
Um, I'm gonna say, politically speaking, statistics shows that when employment is down, crime is up. So it kind of makes sense. And then you're thinking inequality of the rat race or the projects because these people have actually experimented in the CIA with mice and stuff. And once they have a large environment to thrive in, they work as a community. But once you start putting more and more into the population and everything's becoming scrunched up, people start to kill each other to get to the top, the crabs in the barrel type effect that happens. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost the same with us as intelligent beings. Same exact thing, but they're bringing the people into your community, and you see what's happening. People are like, yeah, I didn't want to work that job anyway. But back in the days, we had a whole Black community. This is why we don't have a little Africa or a little Negro town. And you have the Chinese people that can come and open up dollar stores in your community because you don't want to work that job. We don't want to do that shit.
Mm. Huh? Tanya, same question. According to research, uh, immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment and subsequently the incarceration of both the Black man and woman of America.
I'm going to agree with Robert and Itama, and I'm going to add that it was the systemic racism in the system that contributed to the lack of jobs for Black men and women and incarceration of the men that caused them for not getting the jobs to cause them to go and do illegal stuff, to get in jail.
Bert, you back with us? All right, whose TV that is? Please mute that. All right, is Bird back with us? Don't think so. Okay. All right, we're gonna go on to Sean. Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
Um, Go ahead.
you need the question or you got it?
You can repeat it one more time, please.
All right, so the question is, according to research, immigration has had a resounding effect on Black employment and subsequently the incarceration of both Black men and women of America.
Hmm. Interesting. Um, and you said that was sorry,
Research.
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 Okay. Um, because I have not looked into that myself. That's what you're saying. I don't get how the progress of others is causing us to be lazy and not go after these same jobs.
Makes sense. Who didn't get a chance? Timmy, you want to take a shot at this?
Uh, I would say that it's not wanting to take the job. It's about uh, dignity and respect and pride. Because even though, and you can go back to the slave days, even though they were picking cotton and things like that, they had pride and dignity doing that. Even though they didn't want to do it, but it was pride of picking that cotton at times, because they used it as a mental state, to not be bothered by the name calling and all that. So they use it to their advantage to, you know, it might have hurt them because they was doing so damn good that they said, "Oh, we're gonna send you over here to this owner now," and he might be 10 times worse than your last owner. So I think that it was just that the people had, skills and that they learned on their own, and being inventive, inventive of things that they couldn't get. They invented stuff to, enhance what they were doing. So they miss a lot of the stuff that black and brown did, because it ain't just black. Is If you want to be blunt, you can say it's all races that play a part in this so-called America, the greatest land of opportunity.
All right. Did everybody get a chance to answer that question? All right. We're gonna go to question number 6. So Timmy, we're gonna go to you first. According to research, the rate of white employment has always been higher than the rate of black employment. Do you agree or disagree with those findings?
I sure do, because the welfare system showed you, and I'll say 7 out of 10 households would prefer to go out and work and then be on welfare. You see, so I believe that's just a myth. Like I said, there's more white folks on welfare than there is blacks on there.
Patsy, same question. According to research, the rate of black employment versus white employment has always been less.
It's always been what?
So, according to research, the rate of black employment versus white employment has always been less. So, the white the rate of white employment has always been greater than the level of black employment. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. I was just thinking. And the imbalance is there. But I think with these researchers, they always make everything off balance more than they exaggerate on the imbalances and injustices and make it more extreme that black employment or black anything is more extreme to more negative in the light of the negative than the positive. So I always put white people above black people.
Mhm.
If that makes sense, because it's like they want to make it look like black people don't want to do anything. Yeah.
Itzema? The question is, according to research, the rate of black employment has always been lesser than white employment. Do you agree or disagree with those findings?
I don't know how true it is because everyone that works, they, everything's not recorded. Some people play, they play under the table and stuff
Yes.
like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, Mr. Brimich, same question. According to research, the rate of black employment has always been lesser than the rate of white employment. Do you agree or disagree with the findings?
I think that white people always had the upper hand in the work field. Um, we can say it's by design, but then we can also say sometimes black men, because they have been stereotyped or stigma has been put on them, they will be intimidated to even go out there and attempt to try to get a job. So they're a little bit scared to even go out there, try to hear the yes or the no, because they assume that the white man already is saying no. Um, I say that's been like that forever. So like you start off with black and white television, and when they had you fill out your application on paper, it was on white paper and black ink. It's by design, right? More white.
Tanya, same question.
I'm going to agree with what Itima said. There's a lot of us who work under the table. I'm gonna say that on the lower end of the totem pole, I'm gonna say that there are more white folks who are on public assistance than us, because we're ingrained to work and do our own work, our own for our goods. That's what's been ingrained in us. Um, and I'm gonna say on a higher level is more white that have the higher positions than minority.
Well said, well said. Gregory, what about you? What do you think about this? Do you agree or disagree? According to research, the rate of black employment has always been lesser than the rate of white employment.
And this is according to who? Because it's just funny that these people just so happen to come over here and enslave black, brown, and copper colored people, and they had scribes that actually tell you in your history books, well, we learned everything from them before we came back and conquered them. You get what I'm saying? So when you have an aspect of that, a person putting you to work for things that you was doing for your community anyways, you probably wasn't calling it work. And then these people learned how to do it after they freed us again, and that's why you probably see more poor white people on assistance because they never really knew how to do anything anyways. You get what I'm saying? So when you have these people that conquered you and they're telling you, oh yeah, we've been working longer than y'all anyways, y'all didn't have no job, that's because they made up that system. It's a goddamn lie. What do you think we was doing when we was slaves? We was working. The whole goddamn America is built off the work of slaves, the back of us.
All right, well said, well said. All right, Sean, same question. According to research, the rate of black employment has always been lesser than the rate of white employment. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. Because the white um, people have always had the opportunities to have the better jobs, and before the immigrants or migrants, whatever we want to call them, came along, the whites were doing those jobs because they didn't want to not have a job. They didn't want the blacks to have a job over them. So they originally were the ones doing the dirty jobs and stuff like that when it became about being paid and taking care of their families. So yeah, their employment rate has always been higher than ours. Now I heard others say that, we have a lot of people that work under the tables and this and that and the other, and yes, we do. But if we're going off of what is being recorded and what's been, you know, like I said, being recorded, we have to go with the whites have always had the upper hand on higher employment than us blacks.
Yeah, Dave, a fun fact, white people, they at like 71. Following them is Asian people at like 66. Black people
Mm-hmm.
is at the bottom, and
Yep,
they tend to be on unemployment more than any race.
more than any race. Yep. Right now, the hiring, the more um, the class that's actually higher employed right now for your question, if it was for today, is the Hispanics.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys, that thank you, Robert, for that fun fact, because I'm gonna tell you something. That basically any question that we would have had early on about the findings and stuff and their beliefs and stuff, everybody on this panel tonight, thank y'all. Y'all are dropping jewels and y'all are staying on topic. But Robert, you just pointed out something that Gregory just stated. Remember what I said before, he who owns he who controls the narrative tells the story. So that's what's going on. You got these people that enslaved the people. They had a
Yep.
system that they used to enslave the people. So part of that system was their recording, how they did things and stuff like that. So the oppressed had to work under the table and take odd jobs and stuff so that they can just make enough to bring home money to feed their families and keep the roofs over their heads. The houses that was falling down around them, that was on the land that they didn't even want them on, that they wanted to take from them. So some of the people did have to work under the table and still continue to do so. But there are others that simply just live to be rebellious and they just do things. And unfortunately, we get grouped in with those bad apples. And anything this bad is often associated with being black. And that's just unfortunate. So I'm gonna hit y'all with the next question.
But Dave, you have to remember that they stole a lot of stuff, a lot of land. They stole inventions
Technology,
from us.
inventions, everything.
Let me finish.
Yeah, so you have to understand that they stole a lot of stuff, like Asa Buchanan.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna go to that next question. Sean, I'm gonna go back to you because you alluded to this earlier. So this is the narrative. All right, this is so just so you guys know, if you didn't know, I'm gonna tell you this is what's being said about our people. According to the haters of the black nation, black people are all lazy. and they do not want to work. And that's why they will remain unemployed. Sean, how you feel about that statement?
Um, coming from where it's coming from, I hate it, but I, for a long, long time, was a firm believer in our people. Um, do I want to say lazy? Definitely didn't want to. Definitely felt like we were better than some things that we didn't want to do certain things that we thought was beneath us. We rather go without than to go and do what it is to make ends meet and take care of our families.
Sean, can I say this? And I'm not certain if this is the word you was looking for to replace lazy. Could it be prideful?
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Definitely that. But prideful for what? Because
Mm,
you can be prideful and ignorant at the same time.
said it. You said it. You said it. All right. Let's get these ladies in on this. Tanya, the water's fine. Go ahead and dip your toe in it or dive right in. According to the haters of the black nation, black people are all lazy and they do not want to work, and that's why they will remain unemployed.
Well, according to the haters of the Black nation, they are intimidated by us because the Black nation are inventors, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're engineers. Just like who was that said that they stole a lot of stuff and we invented a lot of stuff.
That was
So
brother Timmy.
and Gregory, I think.
Yeah,
So yeah. So
Gregory
I
reiterated.
think that
Yeah, I ad lib. That was me.
I think that they are intimidated and just jealous because we have this, they 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 took from us. We have innovative minds. We're innovative.
Hmm. All right. All right, we're gonna go on and get Itima. Turn your mic on, beloved. You ready? Itima? I will go to Robert while we're waiting for Itima. Robert, you ready? Turn your mic on.
I'm here.
You need the question or you got it?
Shoot it.
All right. According to the haters of the black nation, black people are all lazy and we do not want to work. That's why we shall remain unemployed. How you feel about that?
They said black people had an attitude that they're lazy and they did not want to work, and that's why they're not employed right now.
That's how you got the gist of it. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say this: black people became complacent. They haven't the lazy thing. I ain't gonna say they're lazy because they make stuff happen when it needs to happen. They're just complacent. They've been told that they can't go no further in education. They can't go no further in their career choice or even a job level. That this is their level that they're gonna stay at. So that's why they became complacent because they figured they reached their peak and they're comfortable and settle on what is just getting them by.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say they're not lazy, and I'm gonna say that is not one of the reasons why they don't want to work. It's just that they choose to settle for what they have and don't have to listen to a boss.
Okay. Patsy, go ahead and take a shot at that. The haters of the black nation state that black people are all lazy, and they do not want to work, so that they will remain unemployed. So they will remain unemployed. So you agree with that statement or not?
No, I don't, because I've seen more black people want to get up and try to get themselves a job, get that education, um, than white people do. You know, um, it's just like the people that are hiring, that are in that field of hiring people to do specific jobs, don't always look at the experience and what they're willing to do. So when it comes down to the race, it's like, yeah, they rather, yeah.
Okay.
I don't agree with it.
All right. Again, I'm gonna come back to Ichima. Ichima, you with us?
I am.
All right, beloved. The question is, according to the haters of the Black nation, Black people are all lazy and they do not want to work, so they shall remain unemployed. You agree with that statement or disagree?
We not all lazy, you know, but some of them, some of us are, you know, whether it's some people, our peoples or parents enabling us, you know, um, but it kicks in. Some of us are lazy. Let's talk about it.
Timmy, according to haters of the Black nation, all Black people are lazy and they do not want to work, so they shall remain unemployed. Do you agree or disagree?
That's a goddamn myth. It's a myth. And I agree with my sister Itima when she said that some are, but there's a lot more that are wanting to do better than there are ones that don't want to just want to be lazy. There's a lot more out there that wants to, enhance their living, get their own stuff like house, buy a house and stuff. Go get a trade and whatever. So I agree along with Itima when she said that because she was on point with it.
All right, say less. So everybody pause for a minute. Gregory, I know I got to come to you. So we're getting ready to go to the eighth question. Somebody give me a time check. What we got? What time?
8:30.
All right, we got about 45 minutes. So everybody, let's get the mini skirt versions of these questions. I mean, y'all 2 minutes or less. All right. Gregory, it's on you. Same question. According to the haters of the Black nation, all Black people are lazy and they do not want to work, so they shall remain unemployed. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree with that statement because in the same sentence, the same people will tell you that the black dollar is the number one spending. So what that should tell you is there's irony in us being people that actually make money. Or where are we getting the money from if we're not working? You get what I'm saying? So it's just us spending our dollar more quicker than any other culture, which is crazy because this is a melting pot again, where everything is formed against us. And you was talking about how we're not gonna come up and all this other stuff because this is a system they created. That's why you gotta pay to go to school. That's why you gotta pay to cross borders. That's why you gotta pay to do whatever you gotta pay to live. It's the cost of living. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
if they created a system that's already handicapped and then threw us in there like, here, go fend for yourself, this is where we're at. So when you hear people saying that they're lazy, it's craziness because these people don't know where to start sometimes.
Okay. So, and again, I applaud y'all. Tonight, you guys are dropping jewels. Y'all understand the assignment and y'all are delivering. So I'm gonna take this time to go ahead and plug the online store. So Part of the problem is with the division that exists in America is you have one group of people that feel that they are superior and the others are inferior. So basically, there's a lot of hate going around. So we have a t-shirt in emporiumplus.org, our online store that states, they hate me because they ain't me. Robert, can you tell all the people where they can purchase this items and things with other apparel in this store?
Go over to emporiumplus.org where you will find the latest fashions in Emmy Forever, S.A.M, Still a Man, Adopt a Parish, SOS, Support Our Sisters, and Adopt a Parish Ladies First.
And we got another shirt in the store too, which you can find. It's called Hurt People, Hurt People. And I do believe that these white supremacists, these fearmongers, these hate mongers, they're hurting bad because the things they're saying, they're hurting themselves because they are a detriment to themselves. So you can also purchase that shirt on our online store, emporiumplus.org. And remember, if you can't find what you're looking for, then you're not shopping in the right store. Emporiumplus.org is your one-stop shop. All right, let's get to the next question. Notes. Let's get to the 8th question. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Just pull it up on my phone. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Question 8. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence? Again, should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence? Robert, we're gonna go to you first.
I'll quote a wrestler that I probably really can care less about at this time, but he used to say, feed me more, feed me more. So that being said, that should make you thrive. It should motivate you. It should feed you some energy to make you want to shine even brighter so they notice you even more that you got the job done, even if they was trying to tear you down with insults or prejudice statements.
Told y'all are on it tonight. Y'all bringing it. Let's keep it going. All right, beloved. Itzma, it's on you. Same question. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence? Turn your mic on, Itzma.
I'm sorry, repeat that again. I stepped away. Sorry.
No worries. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence? Still there?
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
I heard you, but I'm still like,
So in layman's terms, the racist comments that people make, should we let that prevent us from being the best that we can, simply put?
no. Be the best you can be. You shouldn't pay attention to what other people are saying. No. Like, be who you are. Be the best that you can be. Never pay attention to what others have to say.
All right, love you.
And cheap plug, just because he said Black excellence, as you see my avatar, Envy Forever, Black excellence, emporiumplus.org.
All right. Patsy, same question. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence?
No, they shouldn't, because if you know how, if you know who you are as a person, and a black person at that, and you take pride in what you're doing, but also humble yourself if you need help. Um, no, all that negative rhetoric and negative, oh, sayings they black people can't do stuff. Well, the way I look at it, do like my mother said, if somebody tell her she can't do something because she had spinal bifida, she went ahead and was like, "Oh, really? Let me show you what I can do instead of what you think I cannot do."
Love it. I love it. Uh, Tanya, same question. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence?
No, because those people who are spewing the racist rhetoric didn't create me, they didn't make me, they didn't order my steps, they don't hold my purpose in their hands.
I'm loving it. Timmy, same question.
Just give them a shot. You see how they climb, how they excel. All they need is a shot.
Huh? Gregory, same question.
I think the reality of the rhetoric is that this whole goddamn government and country is built off of, not the world is on a racism system right now. So it's kind of crazy to not allow it to affect us, but they are trying to make it a part of the affection of your life, implemented into it.
Sean, same question. Should Black Americans allow the racist rhetoric to prevent the progress of Black excellence?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, Black excellence has to do with anything and everything that's Black, and we should take pride in that. And that should be our motivating factor and force.
Ah, I'm just smiling over here. Y'all can't see me, but I'm smiling. Um, I'm loving it. Let's keep the love going.
I'm gonna get four
Wait a
now,
minute.
and then
Did,
you're fine.
did everybody get a chance to answer the question? All right. So we're gonna move on to question 9. Sean, we're gonna stay with you. Is it possible for minorities to break through the glass ceiling and eh, get positions of executive positions in the
Oh
workplace?
yeah. Oh yes, definitely. I mean, there has been a lot of progress in that area. We just can't give up the fight, even with this, with what's going on in the world today. You just gotta keep doing what you've been doing. Keep pushing, keep motivating yourself, and that ceiling will continue to keep on being shattered.
Gregory, is it possible for minorities to break through the glass ceiling and obtain executive positions in the workplace?
Yes, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the Dr. King slogan. We're not trying to run into a burning house though, so we need to think about a Black Wall Street or a Tulsa or something like that. A Black community coming back together and actually thriving. That way, you can have people in these executive positions that you made your own goddamn business. The same way that we was thriving before COVID hit us with the small businesses. It was a lot of Black small businesses that got messed up because of COVID, and it came from China. Excuse me.
Robert, same question. Is it possible for minorities to break through the glass ceilings and obtain executive positions in the workplace?
I'm gonna say yes because we already do. I'm just gonna say we can't get comfortable where they're sitting at. We got to continue to break higher glass because every time we break a glass and sit at a high table, another ceiling goes up. So black people, we can't get comfortable. We got to keep climbing them, keep on climbing the endless steps to success.
Hey, all right. Itima, same question. Oh wait, did you get a chance to answer that, Itima?
Which one? The Black Excellence one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tanya?
I am going to say this. If you know your purpose and you follow the steps that God laid out for you, there is no glass ceiling.
Okay, I like it. Timmy? All right, we're gonna go.
Yeah,
Same question. Is it possible for minorities to break through the glass ceilings and obtain positions of executive positions in the workplace?
of course it is. It's showing.
Okay.
It needs to be more, but the ones that are in there, if they keep doing, you know, I'm on the way out, pull somebody else in, you know, and that person pull is like the Tupac when he says each one teach one. That's that same concept. So when I go through, I'm pulling you through, and you pull that person through, and that person pull that other person through, and we can all, you know, like bump rush, bump rush the door and pull a bunch of people in and put them in position to, but it's always jealous and envy.
Okay. All right. I got the 10th question. Sean, um, black talents and interests are not being fully utilized to the development of the black economy. Do you agree with that or disagree?
Black.
Black talents and
Mhm.
interests are not fully being utilized in the development of today's economy.
Um, hmm. That's a good one. Uh, I think it's being utilized is just not being credited. It's not being acknowledged.
Uh,
And
Thanks, Sean.
so what I mean by that is, and Gregory and Timmy both alluded on it earlier, is that we're doing things, but because of whatever our position is in that particular work field, company, entertainment, business, whatever, there are those that are above us that's getting the accolades for what it is that blacks and minorities are accomplishing.
I love it. Y'all are just hitting all the points tonight. I'm loving it. Patsy, question 10. According to research, black talents and interests are not fully being utilized in the the development of today's society. today's economy. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Patsy?
Oh, I what was the question again?
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
No worries. No worries. According to research, Black talents and interests are not fully being utilized in the development of today's economy. Do you agree or disagree?
They're, I agree they are being utilized, but not to the full potential. Um, and they could be. That's what I think.
Tanya, same question.
I'm going to agree with Sean with what he said, and I'm also going to say there's a lot of untapped talent and interest that are being wasted away with people sitting in jails, and in a fog out here on the drugs, and just walking around here unaware. If that makes sense.
I'm sorry.
I said if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. That's your perspective. Needs to make sense to you, and it makes sense to the way you delivered it. Robert, same question. Robert,
Sorry, I'm back.
want me to say
Question
the
would
question
be,
again?
yes, please.
So the question is, according to research, Black talents and interests are not being fully utilized in the development of today's economy.
That depending on what area you're looking in. I mean, they're being utilized in a lot more places. Like, I forgot his name, Roland or something. I forgot the first name. That might be his first name, but I was watching him earlier. Black media. Um, if black people was to come together like these networks, Fox, NBC, ABC, and all that, and we make our own network, put our own TV series and all that on it, stop paying our own black actors and actors and people that work for us, their pay will be a lot better than what they're getting now because even if they hire them, they're paying them shit. So they will get paid more. What tend to happen to them is they go into these positions, and I don't want to rant on, but they go into these positions and they told they're going to get paid a certain amount of money. But in some cases, the people that they're working for don't get the amount of money they thought they was going to get, so they're not able to pay the black workers what they promised them from the start. So I'm just saying if we come together, we might do a hell of a lot better than what they're saying, this statistic or whatever they're calling it. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all saying a lot, but you're saying what needs to be said. I'm receiving your message. Itima, same question, beloved. According to research, Black talents and interests are not fully being utilized in the development of today's economy. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree with what the panel has said.
Okay. Mr. Lacey, same question. According to research, Blacks' talents and interests are not being fully utilized in the development of today's economy. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree because of two things. One, it has to do with the dumbing down of our community. We don't have inventors no more, people that want to be doctors, or it's not being pushed like that. So then we had areas that we thrived in, which would be like music or sports or dance, and they're removing those type of programs. So it's harder for people in the urban neighborhood to get into these positions. You have to move out your neighborhood, or you gotta go to an area where you're gonna get a talent scout at. You get what I'm saying? Or for the females, there's no more Alvin Ailey, so you're not getting these black cheerleaders like you used to. You're getting that from the colleges and stuff. Or back in the days when they had their sports team and you could be a black person and they realized you was good. Let's up the academic score. Now you gotta have good academics in order to play on the team too, because we see you guys are thriving in these areas and people are loving you there. So let's make it harder for them to do this stuff.
Okay. Sean, same question. Sean, I think, did you answer this first?
I think so, yes.
Okay. All right. Timmy, you had a chance?
No.
All right. Take a shot at that. We at the speed round. Go ahead, Timmy. 1 minute or less. Oh, let me give you the question again. According to research, Blacks' talents and interests are not being fully utilized in the development of today's economy. 1 minute or less.
I think they wiser. They getting wise to the game, and they are saying that they getting fed up with it. So a lot of people are doing independent to, you know, like Tyler Perry. He went independent on the count that none of the major uh, film studios wanted to mess with him. He said, fuck it. I'm gonna go out on my own. And he made millions and millions of dollars with his Medea series, and he made enough money to turn that into a movie and make it to the big picture. You know, not just in local theaters from state to state. That's what he was doing, but he was selling out. You know, he was the house was full. You know, so when he went independent and the big film studios saw the money that he was raking in by independent releasing or not really being independent, releasing with a company that was willing, like I said before, take a chance, give them a shot.
Okay. All right. Say less. Say less. Good. 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 The 11th question, ladies and gentlemen. Sean, we're gonna come to you first, and guys, listen to the question. Question 11. Does President Trump's executive order to dismantle diversity, equality, and inclusion programs represent a threat to Black employment?
Um, I I don't think so. Um, I mean, eventually it will affect us, but there are other things at play that will happen before we get affected in a detrimental way that he has set up. Um, him, and the reason why I say that, I'm gonna try to be real quick.
Mhm.
He's doing the DEI, but there's other things that's going to affect us more that has to do with our employment, such as the Civil Rights Act, not signing off on the George Floyd Act, this search and seize, stop and frisk. All of these things is what's going to end up causing us to be hiding, if you will.
Gregory, same question. Do you need me to repeat it?
Yeah, repeat it one time for me.
Does President Trump's executive order to dismantle diversity, equality, and inclusion programs represent a threat to Black employment?
No, because we all just agreed to this earlier that your race shouldn't be the cause of why somebody's hiring you anyways. And if we was going on that list, we was like number 7 on that list, according from white women, and then you had Asian people, and then Latinos, and then you had the LGBT community, then you had disabled people, and it was somebody else, and then finally Black people was like number 7 on that list when it comes to being in the DEI program. So none of that really benefited us anyway.
Okay. Timmy, same question. Does Donald Trump's executive order to dismantle DEI programs represent a threat to Black employment? 1 minute. All right, Patsy, same question.
I think it will affect it to a point, but not fully. But like Sean said, it'll come around eventually, but not right off the bat.
Tanya, same question.
I'm gonna say yes, it will affect the hiring of us because it was instituted to give us a more equal playing field. It'll go back to the status quo of them hiring who they want to hire. It won't even be on merit. It go back to being by the color of your skin. Because look at all the people who he nominated. They're all white, non I don't want to say non-educated, but they not even qualified for the jobs that he nominated them for. And they're all his billionaire friends. There was people who are more qualified than those that he have up there that could do the job, but they didn't even think about nominating them because of the color.
Itima, care to answer this question? Gotta turn your mic on. All right, we're gonna go to Robert. Robert, turn your mic on.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I care to not answer this question right now, but I'm just gonna agree with Tanya and Sean.
All right, Robert. So I'm gonna hit you with the last question.
Okay.
The last question is number 12. How does Black America rebuild its economy? What do Black people need to do to give themselves better employment opportunities and rebuild our communities?
Start investing in themselves, their own communities. I say we need a lot more small business owners. Even if you go in business together with one partner out your community that you can trust, I think you build around your community. The people that is in there need to build it up together. So start with yourselves and make investments in yourself or in your community to better your community.
Loving it. Thank you for your participation and your insight. Patsy, same question. What does the Black community need to do in order to rebuild its economy? You gotta turn your mic on, Patsy. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I turned it off. I would say once you get out of high school, get some kind of training or go to college and while you're in college get some doing an internship with whatever you're studying, so that way not only do you come out of there with a degree, you're getting the experience in whatever field that you're going into, so that you're well prepared for the job that you want, because you also got the experience behind your education. Always, and that's across the board, but I don't think a lot of people in the Black community think that in getting an internship goes along with your education, because that internship gives you training.
All right. Thank you for
What
your
I said.
thank you for your participation and your insight. Gregory, same question. What does the Black nation need to do in order to rebuild its economy?
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with everything that Uncle Rob said. And I'm gonna add, if you build it, he shall come.
Okay. Sean, same question. What does the Black nation need to do in order to rebuild its economy?
I like what Gregory just said. Also, we need to first come together, get rid of this crab in the barrel mentality, and realize that we are going to be the only ones to help us get through what we need to get through.
Yeah, loving it. Thank you for your participation and your insight. Tanya, take us home. What does the Black nation need to do in order to rebuild its economy?
I'm going to agree with what some of the panel said, and I'm going to agree with what Sean said to get rid of the crab in the barrel mentality. We need to start investing into our own communities, into our own businesses, coming together, teachers, lawyers, because with the DEI being stripped out of everything, and the executive orders being taken away from the U.S. aid, and Doge being implemented, and the billionaires having access to our personal information, our banking information. Those of us who receive Social Security, how we get paid and everything. They got 19-year-olds and 24-year-olds running those departments up there. They weren't even elected into office to be able to have that kind of access. They're blocking everything. And some people said something about education. They're getting ready to try to rip education out of the system. So we need to come together and come together in all aspects.
Gotta destroy and rebuild, Tanya.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation tonight. This has been the Still a Man podcast. God bless y'all.